There are players in Southeast Asia right now that will never be seen. And it's not because they're not willing to work for it or that they're not talented, but the people that are supposed to make the decisions have never showed up to find out. And it just feels like no one ever gives us a chance. I mean, I know the circumstances here are not great, but some of us are really willing to work for it. Alas, we're always overlooked.
This man needs no introduction at all.
Three around him and the shot's in Mumbai. With a quarter of an hour to go.
Sunil Chhetri is probably one of the biggest football names that has never played in top-flight European football. I mean, the guy finished his international career with more goals than Wayne Rooney. That must say something about him. It was in 2009 that Sunil Chhetri was offered a contract by QPR. And not just offered a contract, he signed the contract. Everything was going great until it came to his work permit. The UK government rejected his application because, and I quote, India is not in the top 70 in the FIFA rankings and the British government does not grant non-EU players whose country is ranked below 70. I mean, seriously? So are the rest of us just not allowed to test ourselves against the best players in the world because our countries are not sitting at the top? Not to mention that for a country to be sitting in the top 70 ranking, all 11 players that step out on the pitch need to be world class. But that's not always the case, is it? A team always has its star player. Saying that someone cannot be good enough just because the rest of them cannot carry the country? I mean, that just sounds like a cheap way out. In 2017, a 15-year-old joined a football trial in Malaysia called $1 Million Feet. At this point, it was her third year joining the trials, so she came with a lot of hope. The first year, the session that she was supposed to join got cancelled because there weren't enough players. In the second year, she didn't make it into the final round. In this particular trial, however, there were 8,000 players from all around the country that joined the initial round, and out of the 8,000, 14 were selected for the grand finals. This 15-year-old was one of them. Not to mention the only girl amongst 13 other boys. Only 2 of the 14 were going to be selected to showcase their skills in England for a chance to be picked up by an English academy. When the final run of the trial comes to an end, the results are announced. And the girl, she comes in third. Most people would think that maybe she just wasn't good enough against the guys, but she wasn't selected for a whole other reason. The head coach said that he thought she wouldn't be able to handle the intensity of training in England because she's a girl. Not because she didn't have it in her or she wasn't talented, but because she's a girl. That 15-year-old was me. Sometimes I still wonder where I'd be today if I was given that chance. Fast forward to 2025, I get the opportunity to trial in Australia and Portugal. After 2 unsuccessful trials in Australia, I went into the third one not trying to impress, but more so just letting go and playing my game. And lo and behold, I impressed. Murdoch University were willing to sign me into the WNPL. The problem? They were offering $40 a week. That's not even enough to survive on Pop-Tarts for the whole week. So naturally, I returned home empty-handed. In December of that same year, I travelled to Portugal to trial with a Division 2 team called Leixões. And again, I impressed at the trials. The coach said he would love to have me on the team. And again, the problem was there was nothing solid in terms of monetary reimbursements that they could offer me. Now, I don't blame either of those teams. Women's football teams at the lower levels don't really have the funds to be able to pay you. And unless you have a work permit or you're living there, you're not going to be able to just move to a different country and hope to make a living off of football. But when you put my story beside Chhetri's, a pattern emerges. Because the talent was never the problem. Chhetri was rejected because of the country that he was from. I couldn't go back to Australia or Portugal because they couldn't pay me. And the 15-year-old girl, well, she was rejected because of her gender. So maybe the players aren't really the issue to begin with. Maybe the issue is that there's a postcode ceiling. Maybe it's just that no one's ever really chosen to come to this part of the world and look hard enough. And if the talent is really here, which it is, why isn't anyone opening the door for them? Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that, check out this video and this one, and make sure you subscribe. See you in the next one.